Hi, everyone, and welcome to episode 0 of our Yet to Be Named podcast. In this very special episode, we'll be talking about why we wanted to start our podcast, the topics and general vibe that we want to cover during the episodes. We'll be talking about headphones, and then we'll end with why Henry and I met up in a very shady motel this past weekend. So, we're going to give this thing a go. Hope you guys enjoyed the podcast, and let's get started. Welcome to episode 0, the first ever episode of a to be named podcast.
Okay.
My name is Kevin,
And my name is Henry.
and this is our first podcast, and we don't really know what we're doing, so
Yeah.
just bear with us as we learn how to record, produce, and edit and upload.
Yeah. And it's gonna be a journey. It's gonna be a venture. Hopefully we'll make new friends along the way and have guest stars on the show.
Yeah,
But that's way down the road.
yeah, we're hoping to bring in guests in the future. And I think maybe we can speak a little bit about just why we wanted to start this podcast in the first place.
That's a very good point. How did it start? I think we were just chilling at a bubble tea store, right, Kevin?
Yes, COVID safe.
Oh, yes.
Someone pointed that out to me the other day.
Mm-hmm. We were just talking about life and how COVID has affected us.
Mm-hmm.
And then we were talking about things to do, I guess, or new hobbies to start during COVID when we all have to stay at home. And sometimes when you're at home, you're just bored, right? So
Yeah, and well, Henry, I mean, you said that you were already interested in starting a podcast prior to our meeting. So why was that?
At that point, well, I'm an audio guy, so I buy headphones and I buy microphones.
Mm-hmm.
I just started this microphone thing. At first, I was thinking, oh, maybe I'll record my I guess music when I play the piano or something.
Right.
Or if I don't do that, I could also use my microphone for streaming, like video game. When I'm playing video games, I can stream well. And then podcast was the third option. I had all my options open. I had all these ideas, but with work and everything, I never really got it to start off on that.
Right. And I don't know, I guess it all started a couple of years ago for me. One of my friends who was visiting Vancouver, he was not from Canada or Vancouver. I had basically shown him around Vancouver in terms of kind of places I like to eat, places I like to go. And he actually suggested that I start a blog for kind of food and travel in Vancouver. And I was like, I'm never going to do that. Like, I'm a lab technician. That's never going to happen. And then over the years, I'm like, oh, maybe I should try being a YouTuber. Or what a glamorous. I mean, I've just really envy the YouTubers who get to travel and like go make mukbangs and record themselves eating. And basically, all these YouTubers, I find they get to do what they love, and they're gonna do things they already would have done, but they're getting paid basically or subsidized to do what they love. So I think that's a super neat concept.
It's definitely interesting, that lifestyle of trying out new things, writing a review, and then also getting paid for it. So
yeah, I just think they get to do what they're already going to do. They're already going to go eat at restaurants, new restaurants. They're going to travel, but they're getting subsidized by YouTube basically to do it once they become successful.
Yeah. The key word is once they're successful.
Oh yeah, I mean, I know. I also kind of watching the YouTubers. They all say it's extremely, actually, really difficult to maintain this kind of job because there's a lot of self-motivation is you need to be extremely consistent to actually get the algorithms to show your videos. Um,
Mm-hmm.
and also, you need to be basically a viral hit to get enough followers to make income out of it.
That's right.
Oh, I just wanted to add that um, one of the things I noticed as well is that a lot of the YouTubers have podcasts, and the podcasts that I enjoy listening to are the ones that are just conversations between friends. Basically, it's just kind of like a
Mm,
weekly catch up with
yeah.
friends.
I think I like that. It just feels more relaxed. Um, Daily life stuff that everyone can relate to, and lets you just step back from your daily routines and work and other things in your life that lets you reflect a bit, think
Yeah,
about what
and
has happened, and yeah.
yeah, and I just thought that it's kind of an excuse as well to just have a catch up with friends, anyways.
Yes.
Because I don't know about you, but during the pandemic, I've gone maybe I can go weeks or at least a week without actually speaking to anyone.
Like in person, right?
Well, like at all. Like I
Oh,
can
at all.
actually go a week without actually
Mm.
like saying anything.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm a little worried that I'm starting to lose my ability to
To socialize.
not just socialize, just to have like to ability to speak vocally
To use words to
words and
be
also
be able to enunciate.
enunciate, but
Yeah.
also like project. I find when I'm speaking, sometimes I will drift off towards the end
Mm.
and
Yeah.
unintentionally, or my
Yeah.
voice will just stop, even though I'm not wanting it to stop, if you know
That's
what I
true.
mean.
Yeah.
So, kind of, I'll say a word and just kind of get stuck in my throat
Mm.
unintentionally. So,
Yeah.
I'm worried about that. Um,
For
so, that's an
sure.
excuse. And I guess we can speak a little bit about what we actually want to discuss on our podcast.
Mm-hmm. Um. Yeah. That would be a good idea. Uh. I mean, whether it's daily life, whether it's I'm interested in technologies, automotive. Um. Yeah.
And
Those are my hobbies, so those are yeah, I'm more interested in that.
so you're interested in sorry, tech and cars.
Yeah.
Okay, and for me, I'm interested in pop culture, TV, movies,
Mm,
food and travel,
yeah.
and oh yeah, so I back when I was still working in the lab,
Yeah.
one of my uh, the shows I would watch was Inner Space on
Mm-hmm.
the Space Channel or the CTV channel.
Okay.
Basically, they were 30-minute episode where they would review all things pop culture. So games,
Ooh.
TV,
Yeah.
movies, and
Oh, nice.
they either got to go to the premieres in Canada or they got to interview the celebrities when they were doing the
Ooh.
junkets. And that's like one of my dreams. I was like, oh,
Yeah.
that's such a cool job if you could actually end
Yeah.
up interviewing or meeting these celebrities.
That's right. Yeah.
So that's also an inspiration
Maybe.
for this as
Yeah.
well.
Maybe that's when we reach that level. When you reach that level, um, you might be able to get those kind of A-level celebrities
Yeah. So
onto our podcast.
one
No.
of the first YouTubers I started following
Mm-hmm.
was this English guy
Mm-hmm.
in the UK.
Yeah.
So he's English, but he kind of grew up he grew up in China because his
Mm-hmm.
parents moved there for work.
Yeah.
And then he grew up in Qingdao, which has a lot of Korean people apparently there. So he
Did
hung
not
out
know that.
with a bunch of Koreans,
Mm-hmm.
became fluent Korean, studied Korean in university,
Mm-hmm.
and uh, henceforth became known as the Korean Englishman.
Mm-hmm.
And initially they started with just um, he was showing kind of Korean culture to the people in England.
Mm-hmm.
So basically showing them Korean food on the streets of the UK.
Mm-hmm.
And then eventually he got so popular that he got to interview celebrities,
Mm-hmm.
movie stars
Yeah.
on his channel.
Oh wow.
By his interview format is bringing Korean food to them and getting them
Oh
to
yeah.
try it out and just having
Yeah.
a conversation over food.
Yeah.
And that, I mean, for me, is like, okay, you're combining food and celebrities.
Yeah.
That would be a sick, awesome
Yeah.
job.
Exactly.
Um,
And it just makes it easy for everyone to relate, right? Because everyone needs to eat. Everyone
yeah, and then
can.
another kind of food related YouTube that I really like is
Mhm.
hot wings, hot
Oh,
ones.
yeah, hot ones. Yeah.
That is a sick YouTube channel as well.
Yeah. Apparently, the host, he's very good at interviewing people and
He is,
asking questions that are like beyond the standard questions.
and I've been told by my by people around me that I know. I just have random fun facts about celebrities slash
Yeah.
movies slash pop
Yeah.
culture.
That's good.
So I think I would actually be able to ask interesting questions. Or at least I
Mm-hmm.
hope so.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and I found that I'm not great at um, answering questions during interviews,
Mm-hmm.
but I can ask good questions, and I prefer asking questions over actually speaking.
Mm.
I prefer listening,
Yeah.
uh, and I kind of hate talking about myself, but I love to like hear about other people
Right.
and their
I mean,
stories.
that's fair. Yeah. If you're maybe that's what you need to be a great interviewer.
Yeah, and so I mean, I know that's kind of a long shot, but I think our goal, we don't really have any goals at the moment for
Yeah.
this channel. It's just a
Yeah.
fun side project
Exactly.
for us to do.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it would be interesting to learn
Yeah.
how to record, edit,
Mm-hmm.
produce, and upload the videos. Anyways,
Yeah. You can make all the shots.
wow, I'm the boss of this podcast.
Yeah. Exactly. You can put that on your resume.
Podcast manager,
Manager,
producer,
editor, producer. No. You got to write executive producer.
founder,
Very important.
uh,
Oh, step back there. Say co-founder.
co-founder, true, co-founder of blank because we still don't have a name.
Yeah, that's a problem.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll find out eventually.
I mean, I have a name in mind.
Yeah, I mean, we'll hold on to that name, let it sink in. After we do one or two, a few podcasts, see if that name still fits.
Well, my only criteria, I think, well, for me, I just want it to be a pop culture reference,
Oh, okay.
but not too obvious.
Not too obvious. All right.
So
Yeah.
have some thought, have a think about it, let it
Yeah.
ruminate.
Mm-hmm.
If our listeners have any suggestions, leave a comment below.
Yeah.
Remember to like and subscribe.
Yes.
That would really help us out.
Yes, it would. It would help the algorithm too.
So yeah, we're just gonna start with uploading on YouTube for now because it's the only free option that we're aware of.
Yeah.
And we'll see how that goes.
Yes.
Okay, so yeah, so previously you mentioned that you are an audiophile or a techie.
Yes.
So maybe you could give us a kind of a beginner's guide to audio or slash headphones.
Well, so for me, I mean, the audiophile world is really huge. Like it's a huge marketplace. Huge. But for me, I'm really into the Sennheiser headphones. Their line of products, simply because their headphones, they're more known for their quality
Hmm.
than their advertisement. So the company itself would actually invest more of their resources into producing a solid product and something that is very high quality, for moderate cost, cheaper costs.
Right.
And advertising, they actually use less of their resources, compared to the other headphones on the market that you might hear of, like Dr. Dre, like the
The
Beats by Dr.
beats.
Dre.
Yeah.
Yeah, those are more heavy on the advertising.
Yeah. So
So
for
yeah.
me,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, so I got a pair of Beats headphone that came with my MacBook for free.
Mm.
And I mean, yeah, they're stylish and everything, but they're actually, I found that they were very constricting on my head slash ears. So I
Mm.
don't actually even use them because they hurt after
Uh.
not even that long of a session, really.
Mm-hmm.
Um, which is unfortunate because I mean, I was a total kind of noob to this world as well.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, "Oh, Beats headphones, they look so cool. They're Apple, blah blah blah."
Yeah.
And then one of my friends from university, he's a huge techie as well.
Yeah.
So he's basically my go-to source for all things tech. Like
Mm-hmm.
he plays all the video games, so I go to his place to play his PlayStation slash Switch.
Yeah.
He has a nice office setup, so I go to him for monitor suggestions. I basically just use whatever he tells me to use.
Yeah. Fair enough.
Um,
Yeah.
and so yeah, so previously I had just the uh, the earbuds that Apple gives you with the iPhone,
Mm-hmm.
and I kind of use that for commuting. And then he introduced me to these Sennheiser noise isolating headphones,
Mm-hmm.
earphones, which I lost on the airplane, which is very
Oh no.
sad. Which was then replaced by these Jaybird earphones,
Mm-hmm.
which I don't find as comfortable as my old Sennheiser earphones,
Mm-hmm.
because the foamy part always pops out of my
Yeah.
ear.
Yeah.
So I don't even use that very much
Mm-hmm.
anymore. Um, and yeah, I used to think, oh, like Bose headphones are like really cool, or like really
Mm-hmm.
good.
Yeah.
Um, and then my friend's like, no, like they're not good at all. And I was like, what? What do you mean? And then he's like, no, you need to use Sennheiser or Audio Technica or
Yeah.
Shure.
Yeah.
So then a couple of years ago, I was shopping for headphones, but it's just so overwhelming, the
Mm-hmm.
selection. So I just didn't
Mm-hmm.
end up buying any because there's just too many. I was like, and I don't know which price point, what's worth it, blah
That's
blah.
true. Yeah.
Um, so I didn't think I actually needed it really
Mm-hmm.
if I thought about it rationally. So I just didn't get it.
Fair
So
enough.
maybe you can speak to how to, I don't know, choose a beginner headphone.
Ooh. Yeah, there are like forums, online forums, but for me, um, I just know Sennheiser. I'm not a ambassador for Sennheiser or anything. Just to
But
let
if you
everyone
want to
know, but
sponsor us,
yeah,
we would be happy uh, to be sponsored by
yes,
Sennheiser.
yes, that would be lovely. Um, but no, for me, I just kind of always stuck with Sennheiser. I mean, I was looking into Bose, like when I started into headphones. I was looking into Bose and Sony and all those other headphones. Um, but the thing is, Sennheiser just based on online forums, based on what other people have been, my friends been telling me,
Mm-hmm.
Sennheiser just was more
Yeah.
cost effective for the quality.
Mm-hmm.
And I started off with the first Sennheiser I got was a 518.
Okay.
So it's also an over the ear headphone, and I loved it because I could wear that thing, and it felt comfortable. It felt premium, and I would just wear that thing to listen to music all the time.
Mm-hmm.
And then 518. turned into
And were those closed or open?
open. Yeah, they were all open. It just with the open back, it just feels airy. Like it feels uh, nice. Like the music just sounds more
Hmm.
spacious.
Do,
It's
do
more
you
yeah.
find that so like the comfortableness of the headphones, is it based on whether it's open and closed or just based on design? So it doesn't
No,
matter.
it's more based on the design because
Okay.
Sennheiser all their headphones you'll notice it's larger, it's oval, and it's a larger oval,
Hmm.
so it goes over your ear comfortably.
Hmm.
So like the pads aren't pressing on your earlobe or anything like that.
Hmm.
And then I guess because it's larger, the area is larger, so it's less pressure. The pressure just spread out more on your head
Okay.
as you wear these. Um, and then so the funny thing is with Sennheiser, I've actually stuck with Sennheiser just because when I was in Singapore for I think a co-op,
Hmm.
I was actually invited to the Sennheiser launch
What?
their um, for their Momentum on
What?
ear headphones. Yeah,
When?
it was an exclusive party. Like
What?
I felt
How?
I don't know. Like they just sent an email to me randomly, and they were
But
so
is that
basically,
because?
of course, like they would have like the company members, like people like higher ups, the heads,
Yeah.
like managers and stuff. But they also invited 10 random people, like Sennheiser fans, or people who bought Sennheiser headphones. Because it must have been because I bought the 518s
Right.
and then I registered with Sennheiser in Singapore uh,
So
for their warranty or something.
you bought them in Singapore?
Yeah, I bought them in Singapore.
Okay.
Yeah, I bought them and I registered, and then I randomly got invited to the premiere or launch party of the Momentum on ear headphones.
And did they
Yeah.
give you headphones? Or like what was the point
Uh,
of the party?
no, the party was just let you experience Sennheiser and
Right.
test them out.
Right.
And they also had other headphones to test out.
Right.
Um, yeah, and at that party, I was lucky enough, because they had it in the back, but I was lucky enough to try out the HD 700s, and at the time, the best on in the market one was like the HD 800s. They're the
Okay.
premium high end headphones. Um, Without going into their flagship one, that's over like $70,000. So we'll ignore that flagship one. We'll just say like the attainable, highest level attainable, like reasonable attainable price ones.
So yeah,
Um,
I mean, I'm always confused just because
yeah,
I don't really hear that much of a difference between headphones, I guess. Maybe my ears
yeah.
are not
So,
sensitive,
mm,
but
well, or you need either need time or you need to switch between headphones like really fast to hear the difference.
right.
Um, and sometimes it also depends on the amp, like
Hmm.
the things that are powering the headphones.
Right.
Because some headphones need an amp, a DAC, like like basically your laptop is not enough to drive them.
Oh, okay. So you
Yeah,
need additional
you need more
plugins.
power. Yeah,
Okay.
to make the headphones produce the sounds like the highs and the lows at
Right.
the level that they're supposed to.
Uh-huh.
Right. So, um, but yeah, back to my story. I was listening to the 700s, 800s, fell in love with them.
Hmm.
I was like, oh, this is my goal, right? This is my
Hmm.
um end all of like end point for Sennheiser.
Right.
But I mean, they had their like high end audio players, their amps, and their high HD audio CDs and stuff. They're
Yeah.
just really trying to display their entire line of headphones.
Mm.
It's too bad like they're open back, and then the party was just really loud there.
Right.
Yeah, so
Right.
there's like DJ music and everything, so I couldn't really fully experience it, but just by holding it, just by listening to it for a few minutes even,
Hmm.
it was like it was glorious. It was
Okay.
glorious. And then at the end of the night, the I guess CEO of Sennheiser Singapore, he like gave us a gift. It was earbuds, Sennheiser earbuds.
My Sennheiser earbuds. I miss them so.
I mean, I mean, they're good quality. I didn't have earbuds at the time, so I was like, hey, nice. I'll keep that. This is a memento, like, Um, yeah, it was great. It was the best Sennheiser experience of my life. It was like a turning point in Sennheiser for me. So
So prior to that, you had one headphone.
prior to that, I had one headphone, and then
Now you
after that
have.
party, after that party, it still took me some time, but I was really into headphones. The next Sennheiser was the 598 special edition from Amazon.
Hmm.
I mean, I was still a student back then. I was trying to upgrade to the higher end headphones,
Hmm.
like 518s, 598s, that
Hmm.
the ones that I actually lent to you that you're
Yeah, so
wearing right
we'll
now.
get to the story behind that
Later, yeah.
before we end the
Um,
podcast.
yeah, 598s. And then after that, I started working, and then I got my 6XX. So these ones that I'm wearing right now are Sennheiser X Massdrop. So Massdrop is another company that does collaborations with
Okay.
with other companies to help produce slightly different variations. But my headphones, yeah, they're still Sennheiser. They're 6XX. They're based off the 650 HD 650s.
Okay.
And then after that, I got an opportunity to buy a HD 820s.
Okay.
And then
Numbers
so
keep getting higher and
the
higher.
numbers just keep getting higher, right? So I never got to get my 800s because I went straight to the 820s. And
Hmm.
then right now I'm pretty satisfied with them.
Okay.
If you ever get a chance to look online, they're really unique. Um, it's still over the ear. It's
Hmm.
huge. It's over the ear, but it is closed back, so it seals out the sound from
Right.
around you, the ambient noise around you. But the way they designed it, it actually makes the closed back earphone sound open. Like
Oh,
it is really noticeable. Um,
what do you mean
it,
though? What does that mean?
like when you put it on, it'll be quiet, and then when you play music, it'll sound like you're in an auditorium.
Oh,
Yeah, yeah.
what does that mean? Like, so you can still hear outside noise, or you
No,
can't?
no, no, no. You can't hear outside noise, but the music playing through the earphones or through the headphones sound like you're sitting in an auditorium listening to a concert.
Which, but what would it sound like
You'll have to
otherwise?
experience it to
Yeah,
sound.
see, it's so
Yeah,
confusing to me.
it is. Yeah.
It's just I don't. It's just like it's just sound to me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Um,
But I
you
mean,
really have to like switch one headphone to another to really notice the subtle difference.
yeah,
And then once you notice it, you'll understand why, like, the higher the number, the better.
right. So
Yeah.
I've been trying out these Sennheiser HT 598s
Yeah.
that Henry lent to me
Yeah.
over the weekend.
Yeah.
So I've been watching. I watched an episode of The Mandalorian yesterday with
Yeah.
it.
Mm-hmm.
I listened to some music on Spotify.
Mm-hmm.
I watched that epic scene from Attack on Titan
Oh yeah.
with the epic soundtrack in the background just to
Yeah.
test it out.
Mm-hmm.
So what I have noticed is number one is super comfortable.
Mm-hmm.
So I think I wore it for 3 or 4 hours yesterday,
Mm-hmm.
and uh, it's way better than the Beats headphones. The it's just so cushiony, and it's just it's a little, it can get a little tight around the ear slash head,
Mm-hmm.
but nothing like the Beats headphones that really constricted
Right.
my entire head.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, it's comfortable, so I think I can wear it for
Yeah.
long periods of time.
Yeah.
And number two, I do hear subtle things that I normally wouldn't hear by just playing music through my MacBook.
Yeah.
I hear kind of things I never heard before in different songs,
Mm-hmm.
and you can hear the the left and right
Hmm.
audio as well, which is
Yeah.
different.
Yeah. So, yeah, with the headphones, with higher end headphones, it definitely lets you experience the subtleties.
Mm,
Um, and then, but it does. You do need to like focus to really listen for them.
yeah,
But then, yeah, you can hear them.
yeah,
It, sometimes the laptop speakers, like the crappier stuff. Oh, I can't say really crappier, but like the lower end stuff, it just can't reproduce that sound, or it just
yeah.
gets skipped, or it
Well,
just,
I
yeah,
guess it gets blended in together,
exactly. It
right?
just doesn't get differentiated.
Yeah.
Or, yeah,
So, I mean, for me, I mean, there are. I've been kind of looking forward to. I've been wearing the headphones quite a bit over
yeah.
the last day, just
No, that's good.
to. I mean, it's kind of. I don't know if it does feel different after a while,
Uh huh.
but then I also like being able to just play music through my phone or my MacBook
Yeah,
and have
yeah.
it kind of be in the background.
That's right. Yeah.
So I don't know. Yeah, it's nice. And I was kind of looking at um, kind of yeah, like potentially buying this set of headphones as well.
Mm-hmm.
One of my recently um, I recently followed a gamer on YouTube called
Mm-hmm.
Mr. Fruit,
Mm-hmm.
and he also used these headphones. So now I
Yeah.
feel like a techie YouTuber.
Yay.
So very exciting.
That's great.
Uh,
I'm glad you're happy. Would you say it's worth it to go to a shady hotel in order to get this?
Yeah, so I think we'll end this podcast off or this episode off with how I actually got my hands on these headphones. So do you want to explain why you were in a shady, very very shady, uh,
Hey,
m- hotel
in
slash motel slash
it
inn?
was like in, but no. Yeah, no, I was just at a sure stay, so it's not that shady. It's actually a
What is a
subdivision
sure stay?
by. It's a chain. It's by Best Western. It's not an actual. It doesn't actually. It's not actually called Best Western, but
Yeah, but
it's
why
called
not? If it is
Sure
part of
Stay.
what
I
Best
don't know.
Western.
I don't know. Maybe it's just lower tier Best Western. It's more like an inn, so
It's
everything looks a little
I'll
older.
describe what it's like. It's not an inn. I've been in inns before. I've never stayed in something like this before.
Oh my.
I mean, when I think of Best Western, I think of I don't know, a building with hotel with rooms inside the
Mhm.
building.
Mhm.
But this was um, how do you describe it? It's like it's the what I picture when I picture of motels or inns in horror films or things where people get abducted or killed. But basically, I guess you check in at the main office, get your
Mhm.
key, and then there's these rows of uh, build rooms on two floors
Yeah.
next to each other. And yeah, it's what I picture. It's the quintessential kind of murder in CD motel that you picture in movies or
Yeah.
TV.
Wow. It was
How was the experience though?
it was fine.
Yeah,
Like, yeah, the rooms were spacious, and then I mean, with older, I guess, motels or inns, it's you definitely have some areas where you notice you need to, like, they need fixing.
yeah,
When I'm walking up to the second floor, the landing at the top, it was like sunken in a little. So
really,
yeah, so it was like a little sketchy. I mean, sometimes you question the uh, architect, like the integrity of the building itself
right?
when you're in those places. I remember one of, like, the bathroom, the window, like,
Yeah,
it has a locking mechanism, but the thing is just like loose, and you can spin it 360. so,
right,
so it's not exactly like staying in place to secure the window.
Right.
So yeah, like that kind of small details that you notice the wear and tear, and
Yeah.
yeah, but
So
that's why.
it's why I picture when you have, I don't know, a motel in a rural town,
Yeah,
and it's kind of a
rundown.
not rundown. It's just if you just Google kind of what I think you'll know what I mean when I hope you know what I mean when I am describing it. But
Yeah.
it's kind of just like a motel on the side of the road kind of
Hmm.
deal.
Yeah.
And I've actually driven past that hotel, motel inns, whatever it's called, so many times because
Yeah.
it's in my neighborhood, I
Yeah.
guess.
Hmm.
And it looks nice from the outside. I never
Hmm.
expected the inside from kind of the big road. I never
Right.
expected the in, the inside of the complex
Yeah.
to look like that. So that was
Well,
shocking.
I was there for work, and
Yes.
that place was like 10 minutes away, 10-minute drive away
Hmm.
from where I needed to work. So that was easiest for me. That way, I don't have to like wake up an hour earlier just to drive across Greater Vancouver.
Yeah, and let me preface by saying that it is in a nice neighborhood. Uh,
And
so that was a little, I guess, not shocking. Just I thought,
contrasting, yeah,
given the neighborhood, I thought it would be something different.
yeah,
I
that's
guess.
true. But I think something like that is more targeted for people who are going on ski trips
Yeah,
or
because it's at the kind of the base of where you would head to for
yeah,
Grass Mountain.
exactly.
So
And
I also thought it's probably for skiers
yeah, it's
as
just
well.
probably for the skiers, and it's more cost effective for the skiers.
Yes.
Knowing skiing is already expensive enough.
Although there's a bunch of other um, motels, lodges near
Right.
in that block as well.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, yeah,
Hmm.
so kind of um, my first time being in that kind of motel.
Yeah.
I think I mean when I was younger, my family definitely stayed in motels when we were on road trips,
Yeah.
but I don't really remember them.
Right.
Um, and so
But
yeah,
hey, you made it.
yeah. So I
It was
drove.
good. It was good to see you. And
Yeah, I
yeah.
drove in. Uh, Tried to find the room. Um, Henry was kind enough to bring these headphones over from where he usually lives,
Yeah.
and because it was in my neighborhood,
Hmm.
I was like, why not? They're
Yeah.
sick headphones.
They
I've
are
always
amazing.
wanted
Hmm.
to try some
Yeah.
over an
And
extended period of time.
yeah.
So
And I already am using other headphones, so I'm not exactly using them, and they're just sitting in on the shelf.
yeah, so
Yeah.
I walked up the stairs to to that landing that Henry described, and met Henry outside of his room, uh, socially distanced,
Yes. So there
and
was nothing shady going on when we met up.
but in a very shady environment. Um, and yeah, he handed me the headphones
Yes.
in a bag because it was pouring rain that day.
Yes.
And oh yeah, I
And
had to ask why there are two cords, and I don't know
yeah.
why there are two cords.
So the shorter one is for connecting to your laptop or
Yeah,
um, phone.
yeah,
Yeah, and then the longer one is for connecting to the, let's say, your TV. Like some TVs have a, well, some people have their like home audio system, right? Theater system.
right.
And then those theater systems will often have a like large audio out port
Yeah,
if people want to watch a movie without having to, without like, or yeah, when people want, if people want to watch a movie when other people are asleep, they can just plug in that long cable into the
right.
audio system and then just watch a movie with their headphones, right? So
Okay,
that's why the cable is so long,
I see. Okay,
and that's why the end, like the big end, it's like a 3.5 millimeter jack. So,
okay. Yeah, I haven't even opened that
or is
yet.
it a quarter inch? Maybe it's a quarter inch, but yeah. Anyways,
Oh,
yeah,
because I was gonna ask, like, if you're gonna watch a movie, wouldn't you just use, I don't know, the TV sound or whatever
yeah,
home
exactly,
stereo you've
yeah.
set up?
But the other cable is, yeah, is for you to plug in, um, 2 jacks.
Do you have a home stereo setup or sound
No.
system setup?
No.
No.
I rarely watch TV. I don't use
Right.
I don't need a home theater system. Yeah.
Okay, and then I was going to ask, so when you were in Singapore, my friend who lives in Singapore,
Yeah.
she said that things are actually a lot cheaper there because they have a very low tax rate for goods. Did you find that?
Yeah. Yes, low tax rate, but the import is expensive.
Okay.
Yeah, so the product itself is more expensive when you're in Singapore.
Really? Okay.
Yeah. So it's still cheaper to buy stuff in North America, whether it's like designer stuff.
Really?
Yeah.
Because she comes from Hong Kong, where
Mhm.
things are already quite, or like the taxes are already quite
That's
low.
true, yeah.
And she was like, Singapore. I was like, oh, why are you buying stuff in Singapore? Why don't you just wait for, or why don't you just buy in Hong Kong? And she said it's actually cheaper in Singapore than in Hong Kong.
Yeah, that's possible. I can't speak on Hong Kong because I've never been there.
Yeah.
But Singapore compared to North America, Singapore, yes, the cost of food is definitely cheaper in Singapore. But the cost of goods, because Singapore produces nothing, right? So
right.
Everything's imported to Singapore.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's why the goods are always more expensive there.
Okay.
Yeah. Whereas Canada,
interesting. I forgot that
cheaper here.
I forgot that you went to Singapore.
Yeah.
That can be our another topic.
Yeah. We'll have to see. Yeah, we'll have to save that for another day. Yeah, because if you think about it, Canada, we are right next to the United States. Even though United States things are still cheaper than us.
Yeah.
We can just get it shipped from the United States, right?
Yeah, so I was looking up these headphones, and so Sennheiser is a German company for those who don't know. So I thought, it should be cheaper in Germany. It's actually, if you factor in kind of the taxes and the conversion rates, it's slightly cheaper in Canada than it is in Germany, which is so shocking to me.
For sure.
Because I always think it'll be cheaper in whichever country it's from.
True, yeah.
But I guess not.
Nope.
Okay, so I think that will be the end of our episode 0.
Yeah.
Let us know your comments, feedback, and let us know of any other topics you want us to talk about in our next episode.
Yeah, so we're just a few days away from Christmas. I don't know if we'll do another podcast, but I like to say from me and my partner here, Merry Christmas. And Happy Holidays.
Merry Christmas.
And I guess we'll talk again on our next episode, whenever that is due.
Yeah. We gotta have more, I don't know, regular. I at least give us. I mean, we need to have more notice, I think.
Yeah, exactly. We need more planning.
Not just whenever Henry feels like it.
Yeah. Whoa. Yeah. And then I'll rely on you to figure out how to edit the audio.
Yeah, it should be interesting.
Yeah.
I already watched some videos, so
nice.
We'll see how that goes.
I'll count on you for that. Hopefully we have enough material. All right.
Okay.
I think that's good.
That's good. And we'll catch you on our next episode.
Okay, this is Henry signing off.
And this is Kevin. Merry Christmas, everyone.